Hello, this is Dr.Zsu and welcome you to a new show on 247online.tv. And this show is alive with Dr.Zsu. So I welcome you all. So how did I come to talk to you about health? Because what we are going to doing here is looking at health as a journey, how you can get the best out of your own self. And how did I come to this point today that I can actually teach you this? So this show is going to contain 4 segments. We are going to talk about your mind, how you can actually come to an attitude of health, what you can do physically with your body to exercise, how you can eat differently to get your body melting the fat off from your body and have an optimal body shape and physique. And the last part is how are you going to rest yourself and deal with your stress that you are not going to be running for, looking for eating. So this is what's going to be for today. And on the social part, I'm going to share with you my story and my journey to health. And this is how it began. So I was never happy how I looked. I always wanted to be looking perfect because I was in sports and I always needed to look great and the best of myself, and I never really accepted myself unless people told me that I look great, I look fit, and I look the best who I can. And so I did everything and anything. I tried every kind of diets when I was young. I tried, and I was in elite sports with all that. So you can imagine that it was very, very hard to put it all together. But I pulled it off. But when I stopped elite sports and I moved to the US, then weight fluctuation began. I was emotionally unhappy. I was running for that I'm not good enough. I have to keep proving to myself. So basically my way of compensating for eating is basically running 10 to 20 kilometers a day. So that didn't really work out on the long run because it got me ill very fast. And especially living in immigration, that didn't help altogether with the emotional stress I was going through. So basically, when I got really sick, my doctor told me I must stop running. And the only thing which left for me is walking. So he said, you can walk no more than 45 minutes and you can start yoga, because he even prohibited me to doing any kind of weight training. I said, all right, now how am I going to start doing that? So I synced into myself and I said, I know that if I'm not going to change what I'm doing right now, it's going to be a very bad end. So I actually did. So I started to try yoga. How did I did it the first time? I got a piece of sheet of things on the internet and it was a wrap of 26 yoga poses from Bikram yoga. And my friend said, just try this out. It's okay. Just do whatever. I said, all right. I'm an exercise physiologist. Who can tell me more what I don't know already about physical fitness and exercise? And guess you guys what? I really didn't know what yoga can do for you. So basically adding the deep breathing with these exercises helped me mentally tremendously. And I actually calmed down. And I didn't need it to go out and run and beat myself down to the ground with running and such a heavy, intensive exercises which I was doing. So I made a decision that I'm going to start yoga and I can walk. So I started to enjoy nature and I walked. I looked outside, I looked at the trees, I looked at the beautiful sceneries, and if there's nothing else left, there was always the blue sky. So even if it was cloudy, you can watch the sky. And I just started a new habit of starting appreciating everything I'll see. So I had to come up minimum of 10 things what I had to appreciate during my walk when I was outside. And doesn't matter if it was raining or snowing, I had to find 10 things which I appreciated. So that was the beginning of all about changing in the head and feeling better for what I have. And then came the bad news that basically I thought I was eating healthy and I wasn't, because I had multiple of food allergies beginning with gluten and dairy. And I had to sink in greatly into myself to change everything how I was eating. And within 2 weeks' time, I came up with the new menu. I came up with new foods. I kept trying things until I can substitute bread and chapati made out of other things. And basically a new life began. And this is when I started actually to experience what real health is all about. And I realized that basically the moment I started to change my exercise routine, instead of beating my body up, I helped to keep maintaining my physique with yoga, and then I learned power yoga from that after that, and then came the food part. So blood sugar regulation came in as a minimum I had to learn. So that was glycemic control back then, and I started out with the zone, and then it quickly phased out. And then I started to learn about the science about the glycemic control and how different foods are affecting your blood sugar level, and that is the key, basically, to keep your figure in perfect form. And I learned to treat with food, and I understood my emotional backgrounds, whichever was driving me, and I was facing those one by one. And once I could actually do this, life became pretty happy after all. So I found a great way and merging all this knowledge together, and this is Alive Today, which is a trademark lifestyle education program, and this is what I am here today to share with you. It's been helping thousands of people, and I hope that I can share a little more knowledge with you so that it will help you as well. So this was my little story, and besides just one little point, a lot of people tell me that I'm so lucky to have a figure like this, and I'm standing in front of you so you can see this, because everyone in my family is obese and overweight. We have lots of diabetes. My mom had 3 heart attacks. We got strokes, all of them. So basically, I'm the only one who is a living word of genetics, that I have the genetics for obesity, and I don't look like that way because of the lifestyle I live. So this is all very possible for all of you. So if you follow the steps which I bring you here, the journey can be yours. You can bring the best out of yourself, and basically the most important, that you can live to start a peaceful and a happy life out of your heart. So let me show you this. So welcome you for all of that, and God bless you. Thank you. So welcome back to Alive with Dr.Zsu, and this is our segments on the mind. And today, to examine the question is, who do you think you are? And why are you just so not happy with the shape your body is in? So as I was sharing with you, my journey also began the same way, and I know that a lot of you are sharing exactly this, this problem, an issue. And that's basically coming from something which is called that you were never accepted for who you are. And this is coming from childhood. So once a child actually starts feeling that you start to develop the so-called feeling that you are not good enough. So perfection goes for your outlook as well, because you only get feedback, positive feedback and reference back if you look perfect, if you look very slim, and basically that's, you learn it also, and it's reinforced from the magazines as well. So when you start looking back into your life and looking back to your relationship with your parents, so as with your peers, you slowly will realize where is it coming from. So I highly encourage you, start looking at back. It's very, very important. So find out those, go back and understand what your parents or your peers were trying to do at that moment of a time, why were they speaking this way about why is a person good enough only if you are having those physical figures. So being good enough, on the other hand, is coming from a very important source, which is your self-value. So the moment you starting value yourself, that you are going to be actually feeling good enough. Now, where is your self-value comes from? That is one step ahead, and which is basically feeling that you are lovable. So if you are lovable, that means you can start loving yourself, and that basically goes for the thing that you can stand up for the things what you want to do in your life. I know that this is very hard thing to ask, and very strange when you are always blaming your environment for whatever is happening with you, but make it realized in your own mind that nothing ever happens to you if it was not meant to be to happen. So it will happen, because you need to be looking at those situations and learn from them. So if you are running out and shopping for your meditation and buying new clothes all the time, slowly you can actually save a lot of money once you fix this little thing inside you and you start loving yourself. We will continue on the way on one of our meditations, how to love yourself, and how to get peace in your own heart as we progress. But understand right now that who you think you are is not basically who you are. You are only one and an only thing today, which is you are alive. So once you understand that you are a result of a sperm and an egg, you are already successful. And thank you, Tony Lazzaro, for bringing this lovely metaphor for us to realize that basically life is the only gift, what you need to cherish every single day. So if you can do this, then everything else in your life will be bonus. So hence, since you are alive, you are good enough. You are valuable to do anything you want. Therefore, how you look like, it will be the results of how you're thinking. So basically, yes, it's very true. So if you are thinking that you are peaceful, that you want to live healthy, and health will become the highest value for you, then it will be very hard to eat emotionally and emotional reasons and eating a lot. So that will be my key points for you. And once you have this mental attitude of health, and health being the highest value, then you're going to be able to choose to follow the tools which I'm going to bring you in the next segments. So stay tuned. We will be back shortly for the next segments. Thank you.